And welcome back to HirePresence. My guest today, Laura Merlando, the Stress Commando, the master networker and connector, but even beyond that, she has the ability to teach you guys how to go from unemployed to having direction, creating a brand around yourself, and getting you into the right position to where people want to hire you and employ you as quickly as possible. Thank you again, Laura.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we're going to go into this time. You've started your business, but then you had to grow roots in the community.
Correct.
What did you do in that process?
Well, I'm going to answer that a couple of different ways. I kind of ripped off and duplicated something I had done when I was looking for a job. So here's where it applies to you. When I was looking for a job, I heard this word called networking. And unfortunately, I assumed that meant that you make a sale or you market, but I wasn't realizing it was about creating a connection and building a relationship. And when I was in Silicon Valley between successes, I joined a group called American Business Women's Association, or ABWA. And that has been the single best decision, be it by mistake, necessity, or desperation, that I have ever done. I will say that. And I've used the brain power of that room. So here's what I mean by that. If you are looking for a job and you're wanting to maybe switch careers, so maybe you were in sales and you want to move into human resources, one of the things I would suggest is instead of walking into a networking room, or in my case, ABWA, and saying, I'm looking for a job, what you should be saying is, I need to meet a benefits coordinator or an HR director who can answer a few questions to make sure I'm on track and hireable in the HR industry. So when I did an industry shift, that's exactly what I did. I wanted to move into business development. I wanted to move out of international sales into something a little bit more localized. Is my resume on track? What am I missing? And people will help you. They'll review it. Avoid asking that person for a job. It's really hard when you've got bills to pay. But just ask for their advice on what you would suggest. What are the top 3 qualities you're looking for someone in this position? What are the 3 things you hope you never see? And make sure that you're within that boundary. Fast forward to when I started my job, I did the exact same thing. I walked into ABWA and I said, I'm going to represent this company. What would you need to know to be interested? How would I need to present this to you for you to be curious to want to know more or to buy my product or use my service? And whatever they told me, that's exactly how I approached it. So instead of just doing this big pitch, and you need to do this for me, I just got real comfortable and said, why don't I let you dictate what I need to be to solve that solution for you?
Man, that is huge. If you're looking for a job, you need to rewind and listen to what she just said again, because what she just laid out is something that is, it's not a 9-pound pearl, it's more like a 90-pound pearl, because the fact is that you said, I'm going to go consult with people of authority in my community that may not directly have influence, but they can give me the wisdom I need to put myself in the most favorable position in the future. But what usually happened? When you began to talk to those people, what started going through their head?
Wow, you need to come work for me. Or I need, sometimes before I even got home, I was getting a phone call from somebody that would say, Pat suggested I give you a call that you met with him and I absolutely need to interview you. Can you come in right now? And it was really impressive. And yes, it was stressful interviewing, but I have to say I really enjoyed the active interviewing because I learned a lot about different types of businesses and what have you. So I was interviewing often, and when this was occurring, just to kind of point of reference, it was a recession in Silicon Valley, much like what you're experiencing now. It was tough. It was really tough. And my dad was sick, so that was the added
stress.
You know, added stressor in there. It is when the Stress Commando was born. So anyway,
it was forged out of the furnace of affliction.
It really was, out of mother necessity. It was like, great, I need to just persevere and get through. So I would say just ask different questions, because often, and I think we all know this, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result. Well, if you're constantly sending out resumes and expecting that the computer screen is going to knock on your screen and, oh, by the way, here's your interview.
Yeah, you're not Neo.
It's not going to happen. It really won't. You've got to get out there. The other thing that I learned very quickly, especially working from home, and then, well, when you're looking for a job, you're working from home. I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
So the other advice I would say is get out of the house. Get dressed, get out. It's really easy to get eaten up with what I call that yeah but monster. I am convinced he's a cute, cuddly little monster that sits on my shoulder, and every time I hear a really good idea, he's in my head, yeah but, that didn't work for me, or yeah but, I tried that. So you need to get out, and you need to be with people that are in a progressive, goal-minded setting, because that's what's going to grow you. That's what's going to grow your confidence. So enthusiasm creates action. You can't get enthusiastic if you don't have confidence, and sitting in front of your computer is the easiest way for your confidence to get eroded. So get out of the house. Meet people, connect, ask questions, ask for advice, be coachable.
Well, I know that Zig used to say it real well in that it's what you are and where you are because of what's gone into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to change what you are and where you are, change what goes into your mind. And that's the beginning of any action, is what you feed your mind.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely that get the right food in, begin to take proper action to get the results that you really want. And that's what we're really talking about here,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Is giving you keys that are tips and tools and techniques to brand yourself, if you're a job seeker, so that you go into the marketplace as a solution to their problem. Not from need, but from an asset base and a position of strength. This is HirePresence. We'll be right back with more.
Yvonne is a sweetheart. She's an awesome person, an awesome inspiration to us all.
Yvonne does not just talk the talk, she walks the walk about what's important in life and what she thinks changes for people.
Yvonne is so positive that she makes me want to be a better me.